Welcome back. Today, we're releasing our Surety system software. Now, the Surety system, some of you may be familiar with since it's been out in paper and pencil for a long, long time. However, no one's ever programmed it, and Len, since there are a lot of rather complex rules to determine what this program is looking for, and it's looking for repeaters. In other words, horses who won its most recent race and the chances of them coming back to win another. Now, there's been many systems over the years written about this, especially in the older Turf and Sports Digest, American Turf Monthly magazines, but no one ever seemed to quite nail it. Now, again, our heading here is racing authors and expert handicappers have glorified the repeater, i.e. a horse who won his most recent race for many, many decades now. But if you simply wager on horses that won their last race, you're only going to win about 22% of the time on average, and it'll produce a flat bet loss. However, if you have certain criteria that are common among repeat winners, other than the fact that the horse just won the race, then that percentage can come close to doubling. And as with the software we have here, it can also result in a very, very high percentage of place in show, especially show, which we showed horses ran at least third, close to 87% of the time. Win rate was in the high 30s for the most part on the best bets. Now, the first person who probably really solved the problem, the puzzle, and again, he wrote this many decades ago, and very few people are familiar with him because of the age of the book, and modern handicappers are so wrapped up in other things, pace things, turn time things, but there's so many little niches of the game, and the repeater is definitely one of them. And E.W. Donaldson, Consistent Handicapping Profits, who we also turned into software and have the book for, he authored it in 1936. And he found, just on a very simplest level, he found that horses after a win stepping up more than one level of class in general were not likely to repeat. But horses coming back at the same level who had won by a length or more last out won right back at a fairly solid clip. Now, this is just one very simple rule, but there's several other factors and little quirks that he discovered that makes this software and the actual methodology that he wrote very, very effective. And again, that we do a lot of explanation. You'll see on the website, we explain basically, speed, class, etc. all have important factors, but the most important, according to Donaldson and according to people like Tom Hamilton who wrote Form Points, is current condition. So determining if a horse is in good current condition can be difficult as well. However, the fact that if a horse fairly recently, this is usually in the last 30 to 45 days, won his last race, then it's a pretty good indicator that he's in good condition. And then we also have found that among the best bets, and you get about two per day per track. The win rate is a 36 to 42% range, and again, average mutual is close to $10. You'll get a lot of mutuals in the $8 to $12 range. It's a spot play method, so again, that's why there's normally only 2 plays per car. But there's actually more plays that aren't best bets, and they do very well as well. So you really have an edge here if you know which horses are likeliest to win right back. Again, they're very simple to find if you're doing this by hand, because it does come with the original method as well. And you could technically do it by hand, probably a whole card in 10 minutes, but of course the software does it for you instantly. And there's explanation in here on exactly how the software works, what its criteria is for selecting horses. So it's effective at all class levels. Here we've got two races, two $10 horses from Kentucky Derby Day. Also hit several other seconds, thirds, winners on Kentucky Derby. Kentucky Oaks had 5 winners, second and a third. So it works at all class levels. Here down at the bottom here, we've got a $5,000 claimer. So it works at $5,000 claimers, it works in stakes. And again, this will give you an edge. So you might look at a horse that won its last race and think, wow, this horse is probably really ready to go again, but most of the time not. Again, they're only going to win about 1 out of 5 times. Again, the program is very, very good at finding place and show horses sometimes at big odds. Here's some of the odds that just recently, thirds at 25 to 1, 10 to 1, seconds 45 to 1, 27 to 1. So it's good to back up your plays. And if you're doing if you're a show parlay player, this one works very well, especially using a modified show parlay like Hammering the Chalk or parlay power match. At any rate, it's again, you've got a high overall win percentage, you've got a high average mutual, and it will provide you with plays in spots where it will also take you off horses. It also won't necessarily mention horses that have only a low percentage chance to win. It only focus on the horses that have the factors that horses who recently won their race have a much better chance of winning their second race. And again, the averages go from, again, 20 to 22% up to 36 to 42%. Very reasonably priced at $97.50. Give us a call if you have any questions, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks so much.